Okay, and welcome back to the world of Daelore and Too Many Bones. This is Jeremy from Just Meeple and Me for solo board gaming, and this is a continuation of our massive two-part unboxing of Too Many Bones, the all-in everything unboxing. This here is the second big box expansion. This is Splice and Dice. This was on Kickstarter over a year ago, just delivered. This is not a standalone expansion. You do either need the big base game or the second expansion Undertow to play Splice and Dice. This actually adds 2 new mechanics to the games and even a new game mode. But we can look at the artwork here. But you can probably guess from the name, this is going to be a unique adventure. So Splice and Dice is a massive content expansion for Too Many Bones and Undertow. There are 30 new baddies to join the fray, with multiple baddie types, adding unexpected twists to each adventure. There's new tyrants, and for the first time ever, use baddies from every expansion to create your own tyrant in 2 unique game modes. So you can play the game as normal. So actually 3 ways to play Too Many Bones. Now you can mix and match all these baddies together for a experience with all the other tyrants and standard way to play. You can do a build a tyrant during your standard adventure, which you will create your final boss. You won't know what he looks like until the very end. Or you can try the Nobulus Apprenticeship Program, which is also building a tyrant, but for different reasons. Not for you to defeat, but for it to defeat something else, I believe. But lots of things going on here in this game. New mats, new ways to play. So let's dig into part 2 of this unboxing. So we'll do Splice and Dice, and then we're going to hit the rest of the content. Here we go. Okay, welcome back. Here is the Splice and Dice instruction manual. So this is 35 pages. This is a glossary for the Nobulus Apprenticeship Program for all the new phases and terms when you're building a tyrant for that reason. This is everything that comes in this expansion. So we have the tyrant mat, or how we're building our own tyrant to battle, and the lab mat for doing the apprenticeship program. You can use it in the campaign mode. 5 new already created tyrants, all new Krellin and mech baddies, additional baddies, and new dual type baddies. So lots going on in this game. So let's just read here. Create a tyrant. Splice and Dice introduces 2 ways in which you can create your own tyrant to play against in Too Many Bones. The Build a Tyrant is a module that can be added to a standard game of Too Many Bones. It allows you to create the tyrant you will face at the end of your adventure while you play. The Nobulus Apprenticeship Program is its own game, its own separate game, utilizing components from Too Many Bones. In the Nobulus Apprenticeship Program, you will play as a team of apprentices working together to create the most terrifying tyrant possible in order to please your boss, Nobulus. Upon winning, this tyrant can be saved and faced in a future game of Too Many Bones. See page 20. So, 2 new ways to play. We won't go through all the details. We're just going to unbox and see. Okay. We got more neoprene. So as I said, Chip Theory Games is known for 2 things: high quality poker chips, neoprene gaming mats, and gaming boards. Cloudspire's all with neoprene. I believe Hoplomachus is all neoprene, and Too Many Bones is all neoprene. So here is the new Splice and Dice Create a Tyrant mat. So we will be injecting different die and baddie types into this and dice to create unique stats. So this right here alone, this mode here adds infinite more replay value to the game, because then you never know what type of tyrant you're going to get with what skills. So you can't even plan ahead. So that's just crazy. And then with this whole new game mode within the game, whole nother way to play Too Many Bones with the Splice and Dice Nebulous Apprenticeship Program mat we see here. Again, all of this is nice double stitched, high quality neoprene. We have our Tyrant die reference sheets. Okay, so this has 2 new reference sheets in it. We have the Splice and Dice Tyrant die reference and the Splice and Dice master reference. So these are for all the baddie types, bog, so we see if it's a beast tyrant, a bog tyrant die, what these effects will do. And this is the guide to the Nebulous Apprenticeship Program, the new game mode here in Splice and Dice. So you can see it starts with a day in the lab, player turns, end of day, splicing. We can have positive splices, we can have negative splices, which isn't good, and etc. And this looks like a master reference for all of the skills. You can see there's a key, Too Many Bones, Undertow, 40 Days in Daelore, and Splice and Dice. So some of these are unique or only found in certain ones. So there we go. You can see tons and tons keywords and different effects that we need to keep track of. Okay. All right. Now this is something I've been excited for. This was, so Splice and Dice raised just over $1 million on Kickstarter. And that last goal was going to be these custom burned edges on this paper. And so everybody should be fairly unique with these burn marks, but this is how you save your baddies. And these were all just custom charred in the factory, creating that effect. You can see those singe marks here. Just adds some cool texture and effects to it. Makes this look like it's worn. I love it. You can see that's, yeah, and then you can see the fade marks there. Again, has a great smell to it. That's fun. I was looking forward to that. Something that was small, but it's fun. They will not be present of doing that for everybody. Maybe they will, but that was the last stretch goal. And that's something that I'm not sure if I will use all those pages because I want to keep some. All right, we have a bag. New component, we have these little pigs. I think this is similar to what they use in Cloudspire for marking things, but this will go in our Tyrant die in these little holes here to mark things, and these holes down there. So we have all new cards, and all their card boxes are, as you can see, decorated. All these are nice plastic components. These cards I expect to be more the same with encounters and loot. So there we go. We have all new die. So this is going to be for the Creative Tyrant and the Splice and Dice. So we're going to want to keep this separate so we don't mix it with any of our other die. I think these little syringe marks probably give us a clue for what set it belongs to. Okay. Okay. Okay, nothing at the bottom of the box this time. Sometimes there's surprises, but we have all new set baddie types. So let's look at this one here. So this one, if it focuses, let's see, kind of better. All right. So this is a cold-blooded orc. You can see it has a couple different baddie types. So the key behind baddie types is you might not see certain effects with certain tyrants, like a bog tyrant's going to have a lot of poison baddies, but another tyrant you might not see any poison. But now with multi-type baddies, you can see some of these different skills and effects that you wouldn't normally expect. So this guy is probably a level 20. He has 8. So looks like he can move diagonally. He can attack you with the range of 1. On the back here, yes, again, he's an aggressive geophage with 2 different baddie types. So lots of fun things in this. And I can't even get across in this video how great these components feel, the weight of the chips, all this nice Chip Theory labeled storage containers. I mean, they don't ever spare an expense with quality, and they have amazing gameplay to go along with it. Okay, so that is Splice and Dice. That is the new big box expansion. We're going to talk about these other boxes here real quick, one by one. Okay, first up is 40 Days in Daelore, which includes brand new baddies and encounters for Too Many Bones. This is not a standalone at all. This requires the base game to play. It is just more encounters and more baddies. This includes 24 general, 12 more solo, and 4 new tyrants special encounters, and 15 unique baddies. Again, really ups the replayability, the randomness of Too Many Bones. So open this up. Again, even with a small box expansion, nice on the inside. But all we have in here, we have a box of cards. This will include all of our special new encounters. We have a nice little chip capsule here. Pops that open. And this will be all of our new baddies that we can face. So just, again, replayability. And on the inside of this, we have just a nice other baddie skill and encounter list. I believe the one we just looked at from Splice and Dice is going to be the master list, but here it is there. So good. So that was 40 Days in Daelore. That's just, I said, a small box expansion. Really just adds new encounters, new baddies, more replayability to the game. So it's important, but it is a small box. And next we have Age of Tyranny. This is the campaign edition for Too Many Bones. It contains all the campaign components. Okay, so we can see that we can track our success with train games. We can add new encounters and keep track of stats throughout multiple encounters of the adventuring party. Okay, we're gonna get this open and see how we can play Too Many Bones as a full campaign. So Too Many Bones is not really a true dungeon crawler experience. You know, it is an RPG. You build it through a series of adventures, and every adventure, you know, consists of like, I think 7 to 9 or 7 to 11 days, and then you face a tyrant. Tons of combinations, tons of replayability. And each gaming session, depending if you're playing with 1 to 4 players, can take 1 to 5 hours, which is quite a big playthrough. But then you pack it all up and it's done. Age of Tyranny adds a campaign mode to Too Many Bones. So let's open it up. Okay, right on top here we have, it looks like a little box of, well, we got some dice in there, and it looks like a bag of markers as well. Those are tightly packed. So we're not gonna get those out on camera, but, so some components there. We have a box of cards here. And some mini cards, there we go. Okay, so these are new. Let's just open these up quick. Okay, so maybe these are like camp event cards or permanent like wounds or rewards you gain with your campaign. So this is a boon. So there's some flavor text, and then all Gearlocs gain a 3 buff HP and may remove 1 scar. Scars are obviously bad. You can no longer train your attack stat. Pick a scar token next to the stat to represent this. Okay. So that one would be bad. You can no longer upgrade your attack stat until you can remove it. Let's see. This scar. Reduce your loot area by 1. Place a scar token in the loot spot to represent this. So a lot more scars than boons. As you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boons. And the rest look like scars. So not ideal. A lot of variety there. So that's kind of a fun new addition. Those must be the scar tokens in here. And we open this up to again find neoprene mat. So this, we can show all of our defeated tyrants. We can keep track of our party's health, dexterity, attack, and defense throughout our campaign, so we can save. And then we have our Age of Tyranny reference guide. So this is a welcome to the Too Many Bones campaign mode. And this Age of Tyranny provides the components and flexibility framework to combine multiple games of Too Many Bones into a single overarching campaign with the ultimate goal of defeating all 7 tyrants. Each adventure of this campaign is a single game. If your party can defeat a tyrant within the required days, the adventure is successful and the party can continue. If not, the campaign is over. So you have to make it through every single tyrant, straight through, no failures, and rid Daelore of their tyranny. Okay, and just some extra new stats and keywords for that, but there we go. So this is going to be, I think, a great addition to the game once we get going and have a few games under our belts. Campaign mode sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, so the remaining boxes that we have left to go through this epic unboxing, it's going to be just the new extra bonus Gearlocs to play with. So the base game had 4 Gearlocs. Undertow, I believe, had 2. Splice and Dice didn't have any. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, which should bring us to 10 Gearlocs. Each one with their own special skills and way to play. And those are who would form your adventuring party. So in no particular order, first up we have Nugget. Nugget has an insatiable thirst for adventure. Her skills range from boons that last the entire battle to unique ways of acquiring the best loot Daelore has to offer. She's nimble, high initiative, allows her to strike early and often. She can do a roll first, strategize later approach to battles, and as one of the only melee ranged Gearlocs, Nugget is a perfect hybrid. So that is Nugget, and now all these should be similar to content on the inside, but we're going to open them up. So we have her special dice tray, again, and her cube character chip. All of her skill dice. She's a purple on purple, looks like. Looks good. And then she will have her neoprene mat. And then her Gearloc reference sheet. So, for instance, Trove map is she can do some lock picking to help. She can discover loot, which will help. And some ways to do damage. Okay, so she's a good, looks like utility damage dealer. So that is Nugget. Okay, next up we have Gasket. Gasket again is an add-on character. He was a personal sentry at one point and is now a hydro-powered steambot and a powerful ally to the Gearloc cause. You have to manage his hydro level to launch attacks all battle long, or use it all at once for an unstoppable barrage. Activate derail mode to rearrange and destroy baddies at will, or try your hand at programming with Gasket's directives. So some new tactics, probably some new mini mechanics on how to play him and manage his unique resources. Okay. So, I didn't show you this on Nugget, but nice little printing underneath. So yeah, we have Gasket, which is brown colored chips, and a Gearloc chip. We then of course will have the reference sheet for Gasket. So Ram will deal blank damage to adjacent unit, move that unit one position. Cut does bleed. Energy arc. Okay, and the brown Nero Brain Stitch mat. Okay, so that is Gasket. You can see it has high defense and pretty high dexterity, but low starting health and attack. Okay, wonderful. Next up is Ghillie. Ghillie, as you can see, it's kind of a strange looking, tense looking character. Ghillie is a scout, brings valuable skills to any venture, not only gather intel on what lies ahead, can lay traps before the next battle begins, and if your snares are not enough to give you the winning edge, Ghillie can call from assistance from various beasts in the wild and command them to join you. So she can call in quote-unquote pets and allies to help. She can deal damage from a range, and she can place, he or she, whatever, can place traps. Okay, so we have a bright green colored dice, which kind of fits the scout woodsy theme, and a nice looking chip. Let's open one of these up here carefully. So yeah, we have this beautiful weighted 1.5 gram poker chips, and then the green skill dice. Underneath we have airplane mat, so you see a lot more health but 0 defense to start with. So she can be, not sure of a glass cannon, but definitely gotta keep this Gearloc away from the baddies, or we're gonna have to build up a lot of defense. Let's see if I can see some traps. So we can return fire. We got a piercing arrow. Snare, we can reduce the attack status unit by blank for the battle. Oh, awesome. So different way to play with Ghillie, with traps, calling in pets, long range attacks, 0 defense. So, okay, Tink. Tink is here to join the adventure. Tink is the bot builder. So experience the power of Gearloc engineering. Tink might look like a slouch in the attack and defense department. That's before his enemies feel the wrath of his spider bot. Use his superior bot builder and accessorizer professions to construct powerful technology and throw a wrench into Ebon's plans. Literally. His mechanist skills allow Tink to stay safely in back while his creations do the heavy lifting. So you know what they say, brains before brawn or bots before brawn. So it looks like he is somebody that if you can keep him alive, he can roll stat die, build up components, and actually build powerful units to assist you. That's my take on that. So again, if we open this up quick here, we will see what we're used to seeing on these expansions. We have a nice brown-orange dice, which kind of fits a mechanic or mechanist theme. We got his chip. We have his neoprene mat. Beautiful artwork on these. Gorgeous. Nice and clean and clear and crisp. So, you can see a lot of stars on this skill here, so he can start this or move this in any order you want, so some versatility there. Okay, and his reference sheet. So that is Tink, who apparently is very difficult to play solo. Which probably sounds like that's true, since you probably need a companion to distract baddies while he stays in the back to build up his bots. But he might be fun to run one baddie and then teaming him up with another. Or, I'm sorry, he might be fun to play a co-op solo. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we're coming up on the end of the expansion add-ons here. We got 2 left, and both of these were add-ons from the recent Splice and Dice campaign. This is Dart, the Experiment. So she spent years suffering under the experimentation of the evil scientist Nobulus. She broke free from her laboratory dungeon with the help of her fellow test subject Board, the rampaging Picadillo, and she is the first Gearloc with a double-sided mat. She is one of the most versatile characters in the world of Too Many Bones. She can apply deadly effects to baddies with an array of agents, buff her allies with a pharmaceutical barrage, and rampage around the battle with an ability that transforms her and her board into a formidable wrecking crew. So yes, she brings, and both of these new add-ons bring on a whole new style of play, more than just from a single-sided mat. So again, she has a lime green. So Ghillie's was a dark forest green, the Scout, and hers is a lime green. You know, they are probably running out of dice colors, but you can see 2 chips in hers, one for her board, one for her. Well, one for board, the Picadillo, and one for her, lime green tactics there. So yes, she has 2 sides. She has Dart, and she has Dangerous Dart. Now these were designed so when you put a stat die here and here, it will keep tracking very certain ones on the back of the mat. So you can put the die in and flip this over. We may do a test of it, maybe not. So I am running out of battery on this camera, I see. And then her reference sheet. But the point of Dart is you can see a whole extra card for Dangerous Dart is tucked in her sheet here. So she can be a complex hero, or Gearloc, I should say. But like you place dice in here, and then you flip over, it corresponds to where people are. So it does take some planning. So you need like a baddie or an ally in a certain spot for her to be effective. But she can transform and use her, I believe when she's in her dangerous form, she doesn't take damage. Her pig does, so. I've heard she can be versatile, but hard to master. Okay, last, Lab Rats. You can see this one doesn't come with 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Gearloc apprentices to control. So the theory, you can see that has some nice little shine on it. But you can see the point of this one was, I'll read it here quick, was each one of these, it comes with 4 mats and 4 dice. Each one of these are very underpowered on their own, but combined, they work together. So it says, through none of the 4 as tough as a standard Too Many Bones Gearloc, the Lab Rats work together as a cohesive unit, tagging in and out of battles to utilize their unique skills. So that looks like that should be fun. And we have mini mats. So these are about the size of my hand, but each one has their own characters, smaller health, smaller attack, and much smaller skills. So you get 4 neoprene mats. Then you get the Lab Rat details on all of them. So you have the Fixer, the Biotechnician, the Gerbil Contraption, the Ebonologist, Safety Analyst, Helix Contraction, and those are different professions that each of these Lab Rats will obtain. You have dice for all those skills and professions. Some of them may use them better than others, depending which one you're tagging in and out. And then we have all of the chips we need and some premium health and some numbered health, it looks like, which is different. Well guys, it's been an adventure. This was a massive unboxing today of this huge game, Too Many Bones. I am so excited to start digging through this content. I'm going to start with just getting through the base game, running, 1 or 2 Gearlocs through a few adventures, adding an Undertow and the 40 Days of Daelore cards, experimenting with all these different add-on Gearlocs. Each one, by the sounds of it, should play so differently. I am super stoked to start playing Lab Rats. I think it's a really cool concept mechanically that you have 4 very underpowered Gearlocs that you're trying to manage all at once, but by using their powers combined and swapping them in and out, however we do that in battles, I think that's going to make a huge tactical difference in the game, and I think it's just going to be a lot of fun to experiment with their unique individual skills. I'm probably going to save the Splice and Dice content for last. There's a lot going on in that expansion with creating your own Tyrant, then battling it, or the whole new game mode, the Nobulus Apprenticeship program. I think that's going to be a lot of fun and surviving that. But wow, this box when it came from my doorstep from FedEx was 2 boxes, totaling over like 33 or 35 pounds. There's a ton of content in this game. This is all super high quality. The heat transferred custom dice, the weighted poker chips, the neoprene mats. This is a game that will stand the test of time. It is a game that does not skimp on quality for the components or the gameplay. I think this is a game that I'm going to have on the table for just night after night. I'm going to teach my son how to play this, and my other son, and my newborn that's coming on the way, hopefully here in a couple weeks. I think this can be a family game. This is a game that we can play for years and just not get tired of it. There's so much going on here. So just wow. Thank you for just going on this unboxing adventure with me. That was a lot to go through. Just 2 more things I want to go over quick here. To complete the all-in experience, we had this ally pack, and all that did was create chips for some of our spider bots that we can build with Tink. Okay, so we can see the different spider bots. We have a Grublet, a Gatling, and the Jericho. And then for Ghillie and its pet companions, so we have a hawk, which has flight, or talon companion, I should say. We have the little Yeti, which is hardy and has an X for health, so I'm not sure how that works. And then the tiger, which has lashback, which kind of makes sense. I think if you hit a tiger, they're going to hit you back. So those are just added to the game experience. And finally, we have the 2-sided adventuring mat. This is what I was talking about, the adventure mat 2.0. It's not the battle mat, but this is where you track your campaign progress. You have your day and marker, and depending on where your tyrant resides, you have to make your way up these little notches to get your way to your tyrant and defeat them. So that's why you can have some games might not take very long. Some games you may need to spend a few more days getting there. Okay, and then the same thing for the Undertow, the river, and how we can kind of pick our pathways. But so that is that. So where's the last content? So we went through 10 Gearlocs, started with the 7 basic tyrants. We went through the campaign, the add-ons, the Splice and Dice content. So I am excited. This is a game that I've been just giddy over for just over a year now from when this last Kickstarter closed. I just went all in a month ago on their Cloudspire. I skipped it the first time, watched a lot more gameplay videos, sold me on it, especially some of the solo opportunities. So I am all in on Cloudspire now. I'm going to get that hopefully in a year from now. Doing an unboxing of all that content. That looks like a great game. But Too Many Bones, Chip Theory games. Holy cow, guys. If you're a solo gamer, you like battle, you like tactics, you like RPGs, and you like dungeon crawlers, Too Many Bones is going to be for you. So until next time, guys, it will be just Meeple and me.